Hi, everybody. I hope you're all well and in good spirits. So, by now, if you watched my last video about the ducks, you know I was a serial animal abandoner. I didn't know better. I didn't. Um, I didn't know better, and that might not even be true because I abandoned a rooster once, and when I got him, I was already exposed to people who had pet chickens that like they would take to the veterinarian and spend big money to save their chicken. These were scientist folks, right? And so I got some chickens thinking they would be cool and neat to have going around my yard with some little pollitos going pío, 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 cuando tienen hambre, cuando tienen frío. And it would just be lovely. But it turned out that they took a lot of dumps and drew a lot of flies to the yard. All my prettiest plants, they mowed them down. They ate them. And then they would hop the fence and go shit in the neighbors' yards. And they would complain to me like, keep your chickens on that side. And once, one of the neighbors, I was like, I kind of said, I think you got diapers in your trash can, so you shouldn't be talking shit. They got hella mad. Because they didn't have no kids. But, yeah, them chickens brought me a lot of problems. And, some of the times they wouldn't come home on time and they would get picked off by a fox, not a fox, a raccoon or a possum or something, right? And I had a cage for them that I would lock them up, but if they were in the neighbor's yard, they didn't come back on time. Sometimes they made it, sometimes they got. And so when I first got them, they were little pollitos, baby chicks. And as they grew up, one of them started going, "Arr!" in the mornings. And like, at first it was kind of funny when he was stretching out his throat and kind of figuring it out. But he got stronger pretty fast, like over 2 or 3 days. And then he started doing it all the time and during the day. And the neighbors started getting annoyed by that, right? And my wife and, they were getting annoyed. And it's like, man, we can't keep him. This motherfucker's going to draw heat on us because I don't think chickens were allowed. You weren't allowed to have them yet. I was an outlaw chicken farmer. And so I had to get rid of them. And, I'm going to twist some of the names here to protect the alleged guilty. But there's this park where we let go of the duck in the previous story. And the park had several attractions. A zoo, an amusement park, and another park that was like all the stories out of Granny Goose or Grandma Goose. Granny Goose. And so they had like this pen with 3 little pigs at one time. They had this giant shoe that was a slide you could go down. They had like the yellow brick road kids could run along. A big Humpty Dumpty in the front. And chickens. There was chickens running around. And the chickens were all happy and well taken care of. So the thought was, let's introduce this chicken to those chickens. And, maybe they can all kick it. And I probably look bad because after what happened to the duck, I should have known better, right? And so took the chicken and threw him over the fence into Granny Goose Land. And I think it was early in the morning when, so he would like wake up there and I'd have to find his way through the night without being familiar, right? And so in putting him there, the intent was to give him his best shot at life. that we couldn't give them. And nobody wants roosters unless they're just going to eat them. So I figured this way at least he had a shot. And like a week passes, and the family's like, we should go see if he's over there and investigate. So we take the kids. Hey, kids, we're going to take you to these attractions, and you'll have a fun day, and we'll have a fun day. So we go there, and it turns out the chickens weren't free no more. They were like in this big. It was a pretty big area, but it was fenced in, and they weren't running around anymore. And then in the front, they had this cute little house with a glass in it, and I don't know if I'm remembering extra now just for the sake of making it a good story, but I think there was a sign that said Foghorn Leghorn, and the rooster that had got thrown over the fence, it was white with a red crest like Foghorn Leghorn. And Foghorn Leghorn is the giant rooster from the old days cartoons, and sometimes he would try to get at this old chicken, this old hen, and she had like a little smart Poindexter kid, and the kid was a genius. So whatever Foghorn Leghorn tried to teach him, the little kid would outdo him, and he was the only rooster with all the hens, so he was kind of cool. And every now and then other roosters would come and challenge him because they would sing nice, or they would just try to outsmart him. But this little house had the window, and in the window was the rooster. And so everybody was happy. It was like, yeah, cool, he made it, he's going to be okay. And he's actually got like a place of honor here now. And he was with a bunch of chickens. So he ended up running that little yard in this place where people go to be happy and feed the chickens and the pigs and pet them if they can stick their hands through the things, and go down slides and eat hot dogs and cotton candy and kick it. So in that time, it turned out pretty good. And I don't abandon animals no more. But if a motherfucker runs away, I might get mad and not go look for him. Have a good one.